Yes, I could see there are so many people logging from different parts of the world. Yes, amazing. Quick, guys, give me a quick go ahead in the chat if you are ready for today's session. Give me a quick go ahead in the chat if you are ready for. Wonderful. Great. Yes. Just give me a moment. So the live stream has also started on YouTube. So if someone wants to go ahead there, we can do so. Yes. So yes, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Now we are going to formally start today's session. And this is what we are going to learn today. Yes. Okay. Cool. Everyone, tell me yes in the chat if my screen is visible and you can see Summer of Product 2025 S1 product sales. Wonderful. Great, great, great. So, guys, what I'll do is I'll stop chat for some time so that everyone is able to focus on this. Okay. So, yes, cool. So, this is the first session of Summer of Product 2025. There are many of you who have attended the zero session, which is warm up on product, on Summer of Product, where we talk about why this was necessary, how we have structured the program. And today we are going to first take the first learning session. Okay. So this is what your agenda is going to be for the next 2 weeks. There are going to be a total of 4 sessions and one activity in this full program. And the intent of the program is to make sure that you are able to get confident in your skills of becoming a product manager. Okay. So no matter what kind of background you are coming from, you are a student, you are a working professional, you are a business analyst, you are a product owner, you are a project manager, developer, designer, or you are into sales or marketing, or if you're looking out for your first job, then no matter what kind of background that you are coming from, this particular program is going to give you a clear roadmap and the essential skills that you need in order to become a product manager. Okay. With that being said, I am not at all promising that if you go ahead and do this program, you'll be able to straight away become a product manager. But most of you actually can if you go ahead and follow the advice that we are sharing with you. Okay. So we are going to share a plan, and then it is your responsibility to follow that plan and invest time in order to get ahead in your career. Okay. With that being said, let me just go ahead and give you some idea. Just give me a moment. Hmm. So this is going to be our agenda for the next 2 weeks. Okay. First of all, just give me a moment. Yes. So initially what we'll do is in today's session, we are going to talk about product sense. Product sense means how are you able to synthesize products which are very helpful. Okay. So I'm going to talk in details about the same. This is the most essential skill that you need as a product manager. And it is not only one skill, it is a combination of a plethora of skills. So I'm going to demystify the product sense for you. The second part is going to be problem solving. Problem solving means now once you've understood product sense, how do you do problem solving in a structured way? And you are going to use problem solving not only in your job as a product manager, because your job as a PM is to do a lot of problem solving, but we are also going to tell you how do you crack PM interviews and case studies as a PM. So many of you might have applied for a product manager job, and many of the times these companies ask for case studies. So how do you create your own case studies? That is what we are going to talk about. And not only it will help you get a job, it will also help you build your own portfolio so that you are confident that I have practiced enough product, right? And the third part is interview preparation. Now you guys, most of you are doing this to make sure that you are able to get a better job. So we are also going to help you prepare for the same. So if you are a student looking to get into product management, this is helpful for you. If you are a working professional looking to transition into product management, this is helpful for you. And if you are an entrepreneur looking to build better products, then also this is helpful for you. If you are looking to hire PM, then this is also very helpful for you. Okay. And in the end, understand that all of this is total waste if you do not go ahead and do practice. So in the end, we have also put together a very big case competition so that you guys are able to test whatever you have learned in the program. Okay. So these are going to be the four things that we are going to cover in the sessions in the next 2 weeks. Along with this, this Wednesday, we are also going to do an additional session on Ask Me Anything. So I'm sure when you attend these classes, there are going to be a lot of questions in your mind. So we will make sure that we are answering each and every questions in this particular session. And this is also going to be a live session where I will take your questions. Okay. So this is what the agenda of the Summer of Product is. And guys, understand, this is a unique opportunity for you to go ahead and learn the skills of product management, which are helping the top guys out there. Okay, so we have helped people get into product management at Microsoft, Thread, Freshworks, and so many other top companies. Okay, now we are bringing the content to you. It's your responsibility that if this content is free, you should not take it for granted and you should actually do the hard. Okay, so at the end of the session, I am also going to go ahead and give you an activity where you have to share all of your learnings. You have to share all of your learnings from today's session on your LinkedIn profile. Okay. And once you share it so that you are able to internalize it, then we are going to take those inputs from you. And everyone who submits that activity will be eligible for the certification of the program. And they will also be eligible for getting a bonus session from us on AI for product management. Okay. So if you remain till the end of the session, if you do this activity, then you will get these bonus elements from us. Okay. And this is important because if you only go ahead and consume information, that is useless. You have to consume the information into knowledge with the help of practice and reflection. Okay. So we want you to do the work so that you are able to go ahead and do the program well. Understand? I have a very big apprehension that whenever people go ahead and get something for free, they do not understand the value. Okay. Don't let it happen to you. Okay. So make sure that you are leveraging this program very well. We have curated some very good content. Okay. So everyone, please write I commit in the chat if you commit to doing the activity for all the sessions. Let's talk about today. Tell me I commit in the chat if you commit to doing these activities. Yes. I'll be sharing a Google form in the end where you can do this activity and you can share it in the next 24 hours. That's okay. The form you have to fill right now, but the activity you can do in the next 24 hours. So make sure that you are also taking notes during the sessions, taking the screenshots so that you are able to get the whole from the session. Okay. Yes. With that being said, let me go ahead and start the session. Wonderful. I think the house is full now. We have 1K and then there is also YouTube live stream. So I think the house is full. Yes. So today we are here. We are going to talk about product sense. Now, this is the agenda for today's session. First, once you complete today's session, if you focus enough on the session and if you complete the activity, then you should be able to get these four things. You should be able to answer four things. Okay. The first is how a product manager functions. What is a job of a product manager? For example, before understanding product management and becoming a product manager, you should know what you are going to do as a product manager. The second part is how AI is changing the traditional product management game. How product management happens, how it is being changed by AI at all the levels. After that, we will talk about what is product sense and why it's important. what is the meaning of product sense and why it is such an essential skill that it is the first skill that anyone checks when they are hiring for product managers. Okay. And the last part is I am going to give you a very exhaustive list of case studies, and I'm going to help you understand what is the product sense stack that we at HelloPM have created to help people understand product management from all the possible angles, which contains 3 levels and 6 pillars. Okay, so this is the agenda for today's session. Can you guys quickly tell me in the chat out of 1, 2, 3, and 4, which question is most important for you? Tell me 1, 2, 3, or 4, which is most important for you? Cool. Most of it is 4. Great, amazing, cool. Yeah, so let's go ahead. Yes, great. So let's go ahead and start with the first topic for today's session. Okay, I will start a FigJam board. Yes. So what does a product manager do? Okay, look at this carefully, people, because this is the core of product management. No matter you learn about AI and all the specific tools, if you do not learn this, then everything is a waste of time. Okay, so please focus on this carefully. So first thing that a product manager do is a product manager understands the business, and the business is going to give them some kind of outcomes. That was in this particular week, in this particular quarter, or in this particular 6 months, in a particular year, we have to go ahead and solve these problems. We have to achieve these metrics. We have to achieve these results. Okay, so business gives some kind of, I would say, direction to the product teams. Okay. Apart from this, you also do a lot of market research. What is happening in the market? What your competitors are doing? What are the new trends that are coming? What are the government changes that are happening? Right? So, what are the changes in the ecosystem? So, you go ahead and get these. After that, you also have a lot of data because your users are also using your product. Because your users are also using your product, you will also get some data from the users. Similarly, your stakeholders such as your internal stakeholders, which are your developers, your designers, your sales, your support, and your marketing team. Understand, sales, support, and marketing are great sources for user feedback because these people are generally connected directly to the users. Okay. And after this, you also have external stakeholders such as your partners, such as the government, such as the platform that you are working upon. They might also suggest few improvements. Okay. So after collecting all of this, you as a product manager would also go ahead and have some of your own ideas, right? So you are going to collect the problems, the ideas, or the initiatives in this bucket. Okay. The problems or the ideas or the initiatives are collected in this bucket. Once this is done, okay. Once this is done, understand, actually it's not never done. Actually, it's never done. It's actually a very continuous process. So you are always talking to the customers. Your business is always going ahead and giving you new goals. You are always going ahead and getting the new data. So you are going to fill this bucket. This bucket has almost all the possible ideas that you can have. Okay. After this, you understand as a product manager that every idea is not worth it. So you do not have to implement each and every idea. What you will do is you will just go ahead. You will go ahead and validate and research on ideas. And for validation and research also, you can use some of these things. For example, business told you to do something, Then you are going to look at analytics to understand whether this is actually making sense or not. Analytics gave you an idea. Then you do some market research to understand whether it's a valid opportunity. Okay, so you are going to do validation and research. Once the validation and research are done, you are going to prioritize. Prioritization means that every opportunity is not the same. You have to make sure that you are focusing on the right opportunity and not wasting your efforts and resources on opportunities which are not so good. Okay. And there are multiple models for prioritization, which you can learn later. One is the Kano model, another is a Moscow model. But for practical use cases, a very simple model is impact versus effort. At the end of the session, I will share a link with you so that you can understand how this prioritization is done. Okay. Once the prioritization is done, so you have collected a lot of ideas, you have done the validation, you have done the prioritization, then what will happen? You will go ahead and end up having a product roadmap. Product roadmap is a list of things or the list of problems that you are going to solve through your product in the coming time. Right? This is a very simple definition of product roadmap. The list of items that you are going to ship or the list of problems that you are going to solve in the coming few months or years. Some people create quarterly roadmaps, some people create yearly roadmaps. Okay, so product roadmap is a document that is created to make sure that everyone in the company is aligned as in what are we going to do in the next 6 months or 12 months or 18 months or 2 years or 5 years. Okay, it is important because it gives the direction to your company. It is important because you are able to understand that yes, these are the major problems that we are going to solve. And it is important because your salespeople are able to understand what they can go ahead and sell to the customers in the long run. And it also keeps your development and designers tight, as in they understand that yes, this is what we are going to do. So it gives the company a vision. Okay. Once the product roadmap is done, understand product roadmap is actually a high level document. High level document means that this particular document will be at a strategic level. Because it is for long run, 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, it is a strategic and a high level document which contains things at a very, very high level. Okay. But you cannot give this high level document to your designers and developers and sales and marketing people in order to build the actual stuff. Otherwise, they will be all over that place. So what you do is you go ahead, further detail this product roadmap. You put some important items on the product roadmap. You do some more research and you make it more concrete and more structured and more detailed. And then you create something called as a product backlog. So product backlog is a more detailed, more low-level version of product roadmap. Okay, this is the actual task list that your developers, designers, and other people have to execute. Product roadmap is for the strategic part. It's a high-level document. Product backlog is a low-level document for the execution part. Okay. And then, in order to explain to your designers and developers that this is what you need to do, we create a document such as product requirement document. Okay. If you guys want to understand what is product requirement document, I will also share a link with you at the end of the session so that you guys are able to understand it carefully. Okay. Once the product backlog is created, then understand it's not possible for you to pick up all the things at once. You cannot go ahead and pick your product backlog and start doing everything at once. It will overwhelm your team because you as a product manager also have to do a lot of stakeholder management and conflict management and practicality management, right? So you are going to build something smaller. Let's say from the product backlog, let's say you have your goals for the entire year, but you cannot do everything in 1 month. So you are going to pick what you can do in the first week or in the first month. Okay. So that would be called as a smaller backlog. And if you are using a sprint, then the sprint backlog. It is generally the list of items that your team can deliver in the next 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. This will make the things more doable, right? So this is a sprint backlog. For example, if I'm creating a website such as LinkedIn, then maybe I will pick sign up at first, then I'll pick login, then I'll pick home feed, then I'll pick profile. So small features are breaking down into multiple sprints. Okay. Once the sprint is done, you are going to go for testing, okay, to understand whether testing and QA is required or it is done. Okay. And once this is done, you are going to work with the sales, marketing, or a very uh, modern term for sales and marketing team is also called as growth team. So now you are going to work with them in order to launch the product or in order to make sure that the product is being adopted by the customers. Understand? Many product managers make a mistake. Many product managers make a mistake that they do not work on the product after the product is tested and shipped. They think my responsibility is done. I am the builder of the products. Now I build the product. Now it's a responsibility of someone else to make the product work. No, because you are understanding all the context of the product and you are responsible for bringing the outcomes, not the output. Okay. There is a thinking, understand it's a very important leadership mindset, which is called as output versus outcome. Output means creating a feature, right? Outcome means generating revenue or engagement from feature, right? So this is the difference between output and outcome. Output is what you are building. Outcome means, are you able to serve the purpose of building or not? Is it solving the user problems? Is it solving the business problems? Okay. So always remember the difference between output and outcome. As a PM, you are responsible for outcome. And the job of PM is, a job of a PM is to bring user outcomes and to bring business outcomes, right? So as a product manager, unless your product is being adopted, it is used by customers, and you are getting the relevant set of metrics going up, before that, you cannot say that your work is done. You are not a feature creator. You are an impact creator. You are an outcome creator. Okay. And then once you launch and adopt, who is going to use the product? Your users are going to use it. And once your users use the product, they will give you the feedback. They will use a product that will give you analytics. And then the loop is complete. Again, from different mechanisms such as user insights, analytics, business, market research, stakeholders, your own ideas, you are going to collect a lot of information. But that information is not helpful. So you are going to sort it, you are going to work on it, you are going to understand more about the problems. Then you are going to validate and research more, whether it aligns with everything. And when it aligns, then you are going to prioritize because everything is not the same. Once you prioritize, you will have a product roadmap. You will detail the product roadmap. So you will create PRDs for specific important features. You will create user stories, and then you have a product backlog. Once you have the product backlog, you are going to then work with the developers, designers in order to create a sprint backlog. And then you are going to do the testing. And then you are going to launch and adoption with the help of sales and marketing. And you will create a go-to-market strategy for this. Like, how do you launch the product? And then it is going to go to the users, and then they are again going to give you the feedback. Okay, so this is the whole product management lifecycle. Okay, everyone tell me from 1 to 5 in the chat if you are able to understand what is the product management lifecycle. 1 to 5, please. Great. Amazing. Now, this part, where we are talking to the users, where we are creating the product roadmap, when we are talking to the users, understanding the insights, deciding what to build, deciding how to give value to the users, deciding what to build is called as product discovery. Okay. Product discovery means you are discovering what to build, right? And one question I'm going to give everyone, okay, and you can tell me this, let's the answer of this question at the end of the session, which is why is it called product discovery and not product invention? Why is it called product discovery and not product invention? Okay, think about it and then let me know at the end of the session. Okay, don't give an answer right now and don't use GPT for this, right? After this, we have the second step. Okay, so now when we work with the sales and marketing team, when we work with the sales and marketing team, sorry, we work with the development and design team, we create the product. So the purpose of creating the product is called as the process of building the product when you're working with sales, when you're working with developers and designers, it is called as product delivery. Okay. And the third part, when you are done with everything and then you are going to launch the product to your customers, it will be called as product distribution. So I've divided the whole product management life cycle into three parts: product discovery, delivery, and distribution. And also understand, guys, to help you understand this, I have given you a linear flow. That discovery happens, then delivery happens, and distribution happens. Okay. But these things are interconnected. Okay. Sometimes, let's say, in order to validate ideas, you have to do things quickly. You have to run some experiments. So you are going to short circuit few things. Okay. So this is the product management side. Now, this is a product management cycle, but this was a product management cycle in 2022. Right now, we are in 2025. So what has changed? What has changed? Okay. So what is changing in 2025, which is the AI world? Right. So now we are in the AI world. So how is product management evolving? So few critical changes are happening. But before the critical changes, guys, I'm giving you a mental framework that whenever something new happens, whenever you think about the future, you should not only think about what is going to change, you should also think about what is not going to change. I heard about this framework from the founder of Amazon, Jeff Bezos, where he told that when our competitors are focusing on what is going to change in the future, we focus on what is always going to matter for the customers, which is what is never going to change. Customers are never going to tell that I want pricier products or I want costlier products. They will always want cheaper. Customers will never say that I want things but a bit late. They will always want things quicker. So they focus on the fundamental principles of e-commerce. Similarly, if you want to become a product manager, before asking yourself what is going to change in the future in product management in the AI world or the technical driven world, you should ask yourself what is not going to change. So one thing that is never going to change in product management is called as customer centricity. That is called as customer centricity. Okay. So if you look at, okay, so there is a company called as CB Insights, which conducts this research around multiple aspects of building businesses and products. And in one of their research, they try to understand why products and startups fail. And they were able to understand that most of the companies fail because they are building something when there is no market need. They are building something when there is no market need. And when they are building it, the issue is that they are building something that people don't need. And then they end up failing their business. Right? So this is what you need to avoid. Okay. So one thing that is not going to change in this diagram, and this is a neater version of the diagram because I understand my handwriting on the exam is not very clear. So I will share this with you so that you can go and understand. So this is the that same diagram of product management life cycle. Now understand, guys. Initially, whenever you are doing product management as a product manager without AI tools, it would take you long in order to process the data. If you are getting all the data from all of the process, it is very difficult to find the insights. It is very difficult to go ahead and collect the data. It is very difficult to go ahead and build your own tools around processing data. But with AI, it is definitely possible. I will give you some tools at the end of the, let's say, this particular camping, that how you can use the AI tools. Okay. So ideation has become a bit quicker. Okay. Understand, it has not replaced yet, because what the user wants, they are mostly the latent needs, which even AI does not know. Okay. So user centricity is as important as it was some years ago. Okay. It has been the forever most important skill for a product manager, user empathy. Okay. Now, the major change that AI has led is in validation and research. Before AI, what used to happen was you have to carefully prioritize. You have to carefully prioritize because you do not have a lot of time and resources to code the product, to design the product. Now, with the help of so many AI tools, the productivity of developers have increased a lot. Okay, some companies are claiming as much as 50, 60, 70% of productivity for their developers. Companies such as Cursor and Claude, they are claiming that 95% of their code is actually written by AI. So now you understand that now your developers can do more and better work in the less period of time. So now your validation and research has improved. And also there is one more skill that every product manager needs these days, which is called as AI prototyping. So using tools such as Windsurf, Cursor, Lovable, V0, Volt. I'll give you a list of the all of these tools in some time so that you can go ahead and learn them. It will help you build prototypes quickly. So rather than spending a lot of time in order to go ahead and convince your developers and running months in order to build a product, now you can go ahead and short circuit everything in order to build these products. Okay, so AI prototyping is a very major skill that is going to change how product management happens, and things are going to get up very, very, very quickly. Okay, then because every this is easier, your roadmap would be much better because now these are tested ideas. Okay, in product backlog, people used to go ahead and do a lot of time in order to create PRDs manually. Now 80% of your PRD can be written by an AI. The format of user stories, you tell AI, this is the format of user story, and give it all the research that you have done. Give, let's say, a good complete doc of the research that you have done. It will create the user stories. Simply ChatGPT can do the same. You just need better prompts, which we are going to give you at the end of the summer of product. Okay. Similarly, there are many product managers who are non-technical people. There are many product managers who are non-technical people, so they find it very hard to talk to the developers in order to understand basic things. And initially, when they want to, let's say, understand about API, they have to go through a complete YouTube video. They have to go through a complete article in order to learn about the same. Right now, you can ask an AI that explain me an API like I'm a 5-year-old. Explain me an API so that I can go ahead and talk to the developer regarding this context. And within 5 minutes, you will be able to get ready with it. Okay, so AI does not only help you in content generation, but it will also help you in explaining yourself and understanding other people's better. Right? And for this, the simple tool is ChatGPT or DeepSeek. That's it. Right? Similarly, this launch and adoption, it has become more important than ever. Understand that it's very easy to build a product these days. It's very easy to build product these days. You go to Lovable, you type, I want to create a clone of Airbnb. It will help you create it. Whether it can be given at a production angle or not, that's a different question, but it can help you create it. Okay. Initially, if the developer is used to take 10,000 hours in order to develop the product, it will take him 100 or 1,000 hours right now. Okay. So development has become easier. Development and design has become easier. So what you need to focus on is the real moat in today's world is growth, launch, and adoption. Right? And how you are using AI tools in order to further improve this. If everyone can create products, the person who can sell products, person who can market products, person who can design very strong product-led funnels in the product are going to be very, very important. Okay. And then again, when you launch it, user empathy is super important. So just to summarize everything, AI is helping you do better research quickly, AI is helping you validating your ideas quickly. AI is helping you communicate with your people quickly and creating documentation quickly. AI is helping you launching the products quickly and giving you a particular level. And it helps you improve your empathy levels. Okay, so this is how AI is changing the game. So if you are someone as a product manager and if you are not leveraging AI in your work, you are actually missing out. Okay, so guys, I hope there are many people who are already product managers in the chat. Can you tell me what are the two tools, like the top two or three tools that you use in your day to day life as a product manager? Let me open the chat once minute. Yes. Everyone tell me two or three tools that you use in your daily life as a product manager. Hmm. Amazing. Chat GPT, whimsical. Yes, yes, yes. Amazing. Great. Yeah. So this is how AI is changing this game, right? Now, with that being said, yes. Now, with that being said, let me again come to the important part. Okay. So understand what is your strength in this AI world as a product manager? What is your strength in this AI world as a product manager? Understand most of the businesses fail because they are creating something. Most of the businesses fail because they are creating something that is not helpful for the users. Okay. So, can someone tell me in the chat why do you think it happens? Why do people make this mistake? Why do people create something that is not needed by people? Business create something else, people need something else. Can you guys think about it and let me know why this happens? Why there is a lack of product market fit? Wonderful, great, yes, yes, interesting. Yes, people who are watching this on YouTube, because the stream is delayed by 20 seconds, so I'll not be able to respond to you there. But I'm looking at the chat in between. Yes, cool. Understood. So people like it happens because people do not focus enough on understanding the customer requirements. People do not focus enough on the customer requirements and understanding what the customer needs, like very obviously, or what are the latent needs of the customers. Okay. So I'm going to give you the most important sentence that you will ever hear as a product manager. You can take the screenshot of it, you can paste it on your wall, you can make it as a wallpaper. If you want to become a product manager, if you want to remain like a great product manager, you have to always remember this sentence. This is the most important sentence for any product manager or someone who wants to build products. Okay, understand, if you do not truly understand the problem, you have not earned the right to solve it. If you have not truly understood the problem, you have not earned the right to solve it. Most of the people, what they do is they play a game that is let's say the favorite game of all the individuals across the world. Can you guys tell me what is the favorite game of all the individuals across the world? In your country, in my country, in every country. What is the favorite game? Yes, the favorite game is jumping, but not the hurdles, jumping to the conclusions. So what happens is, I tell you something, rather than listening to me, rather than reflecting, rather than pausing, you try to give me the answer as soon as possible, right? And it happens in our life. We have an idea in our mind, and now we are looking for a problem that can go ahead and that can be solved by this particular idea. Okay, so as a product manager, you always have to make sure that you are understanding this. Okay, you always have to make sure that you are understanding this. Okay, if you do not truly understand the problem, you have not earned the right to solve. Okay, and always remember that products exist because they solve an important problem in the life of the user. Okay, I will write that down so that you guys do not forget this. Yes, I will write it down for everyone and I'll share this link with you, this document link with you at the end of the session. Okay, yes. So always remember, product exists to solve a problem or address a desire in the life of the user. Product exists to solve a problem or address a desire in the life of the user. If you are not able to understand the desire or problem carefully, okay, you should not jump to solution. Spend more time in order to understand the problem. Okay, or at least if you have not understood the problem well, please do not commit complete resources in order to build a solution. At least build an experiment so that you are able to understand whether there is a problem or not. Okay, so this is an important sentence. Now, let me go ahead and give you the definition of product sense. What exactly is product sense that we have been talking about? Okay, product sense means, product sense is a very simple thing, like simple for a definition, but very difficult to master. Product sense means accurately creating what your users and market will. Accurately creating what your users and market will. You build something and the users are using it, they are paying you money, then you have a great product sense. That's it. The only measurement of product sense is not that how well I can talk, how intellectual I sound as a product manager, how good PR did I create. It's very simple. I created a product. Is this product working or not? Is it working for the users? Are users using it? And is it giving me a lot of money or not? That's it. Is not about the design. It is not about how it looks like. It's not about, let's say, how much money have you spent. It's not about how much money you are getting paid. It's simple about you are successful or not. It's a simple definition of product management, of product sense. If you have a great product sense, then you would have been able to build products which are actually working. And working means they are able to go ahead and solve the customer problems and they are able to give the business outcomes. Okay, so this is called as product sense. Now, with product sense, we also have, let's say, let me give you an example of product sense. Okay, so everyone, just give me a moment. Yes. So everyone, please go ahead and I will share a link with you in the chat. Just give me a moment. Yes. So I have shared a link with everyone in the chat, and someone from my team will also put it on YouTube. Or if you are on YouTube, you can also go ahead and scan this QR code or go to this link. Okay. This video is 2.5 minutes long. Okay, it will take you 3 minutes about. Everyone go ahead and watch this video. Once you've watched this video, you can come back. Okay, I will give everyone 3 minutes in order to watch this video so that you are able to understand what product sense in real life looks like. Okay, so 3 minutes to everyone. Go ahead, watch this video. We will resume after 3 minutes. You can also scan this QR code in order to go to the video, or you can go to this link. Okay, go ahead, guys. 3 minutes I'm giving to everyone. Watch the video. Yes. 30 seconds more, guys. Go ahead. 30 seconds more. Please go ahead. Wonderful. Yes. So I believe everyone was now able to understand. Yes. Let me go ahead and resume. Okay. So a quick, tell me in one word, in only one word, what were you able to understand from the video? One word to describe the experience that you have from the video. Yes. Amazing. So that is the power of having a great process. Okay, it's not about how well I can write. It's not about how good post I can post on LinkedIn. It's not about how much I'm able to go ahead and do a lot of things, but do my products work? Okay, and that actually involves multiple skills. Okay, so actually building your product sense involves a lot of skills. Okay, I will be giving you the product sense stack at the end of the session today. But to help you understand better, what is happening here is okay. Understand this. So what is happening in this case was just give me a moment. Yes. So what is happening in this stage was that if you are someone who wants to edit videos, if you want to push videos on YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook, or you want to make a movie, understand that you have to edit them. And this is what an editing of a video looks like. Okay. So if you use any software, such as the major softwares in the world are Adobe, Premiere Pro, or you can take Apple's Final Cut. Okay, and there are multiple other softwares. All of them have the similar design, which is that you will get a video like this, like a long video in the form of timeline. And if you want to edit something, you have to cut it through a blade, like a tool, and then you have to match them. Okay, for people who are professionals, they learn this thing with habit. But now what has happened is recently there is a boom in something called as a creator economy. So people who are not professional video editors, they also want to edit videos. But it's very difficult for them to edit videos. Why? Because they cannot go ahead and learn this timeline thing because it's already a lot of work for them to go ahead and create videos and create content and being at the top of what is happening in their industry. So then this product called Dscript came, and then they were able to understand the customer problem that it is very difficult to edit videos. Why don't we go ahead and simplify this? When every company in the world, let's say Apple and Adobe and Sony Vegas, were fighting who has the most features. They were fighting on who has the most complicated features and who has the most complex feature that any video editor professional in the world should be able to use a product. Rather than thinking from that mindset, they change the complete customer narrative. Rather than giving you complex features or more features, let us focus on few but very important features and make it very easy. So they came up with an idea. So this was a problem that they understood. Then they creatively came up with an idea that why don't we go ahead and make video editing as easy as document editing. So as you create a document, you will be able to create a video or edit a video in the same way. So what Dscript does is it will take your video, it will create a transcript, And whatever you add, edit, remove in the transcript, that will be reflected in the video. You don't have to ever go to timeline, right? So this is a very great example of product sense where the person who created Dscript, they showcase product sense by understanding the user. So they were able to understand what is happening in the market. Multiple people, multiple companies were competing on multiple features. Then they understood what the users want. So they understood that there are users who are creators who don't have time, bandwidth, or money to hire a video professional, and they cannot do it by themselves. Then they came up with a fantastic product or fantastic insight that why don't we make it as easy as creating, editing documents? And that is how Dscript was created. That is a great example of what product sense is. Okay, so everyone, quickly tell me on a scale of 1 to 5, you are able to understand what exactly is product sense. Everyone tell me on a scale of 1 to 5 in the chat, please. Amazing, amazing, great. Yes. Now let me show you few more examples. Okay, let me show you few more examples. Okay, another example that I'm going to show you is from a very famous Indian company. Okay, how many of you know about this company called as NoBroker? Yes or no in the chat? Yes or no in the chat if you know about this company called NoBroker. Yes, some people know, some people do not know. Yes, so it's not very difficult to find. The name says itself. They are a company that removes the broker from between, and you can buy your home or your next rented flat from them. Okay, so NoBroker is an Indian tech real estate company. Tech real estate company. Okay, so I'm going to tell you their story, and then you'll understand how they were able to use product sense in order to become the leader in the Indian market when it comes to real estate technology. Okay, and they are like much bigger than a unicorn, right? Okay, and they actually started at a very difficult time. So when they started between 2014 to 2016, actually they were the most underfunded players. They were the most underfunded players, and there were bigger players such as Common Floor, Housing, and other such as 99 Acres, which are backed by Naukri.com and all. But they were the most underfunded players. Still, they were able to create a very big impact in the market, and right now they are almost leaders in the market. Okay, so now what is the NoBroker story? The NoBroker story is three friends, Amit, Akhil, and Saurabh. They were working in consulting management consult. Okay, they were working in management consult. So, as a part of management consultants job, they have to go to multiple cities in India across the year, and they have to remain there for 2 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year in order to do their job before they could move to the next city. Okay, and whenever they move to a new city, for some days the company is going to provide the accommodation. After that, they have to look out for a rented flat. So because they are not remaining for a long period of time, so they cannot buy, but they have to remain for a less period of time, not too less period of time, so that they cannot stay in the hotels. So they were remaining at rented apartments. Okay. And whenever they look for a rented apartments, they will always take a broker. And then they were able to understand that whenever I take a broker, I have to give almost 10% of my yearly amount of rent to the broker. So 1 month of rent is taken by the broker. That is a standard rate across India. I'm not sure about Bangalore. They might take you 2 or 3x more, but that is about India. That is about most of India. So 1 month rent is they used to take as a brokerage fees. So they thought that in the world of internet, why do we want to give money to someone like broker when internet can give us the ability to find flats for free, right? So they thought their assumption was that the brokers were doing the part of property discovery. That broker are helping me understand where the property is, and then that is their job. And for this small job, why do I need to go ahead and give them let's say, 10% of the fees or 1 month of rent? Okay, so this is their assumption. They launched the product with the same assumption that we will remove the brokers and then we will get all the people who are going to come to the platform, and they will leave other platforms. And then when they launch the website, they get some traction. Some people are able to find the jobs, and some people were able to find the flats with the help of NoBroker. But there was not a very strong retention. There was not a lot of transactions that were happening in the platform. Okay, people were not taking their services. They were not paying money. Okay, and when they used to talk to these people, they pick up the phone and talk to people. They were able to understand that they were able to find flats from NoBroker, but eventually they were actually engaging a broker in order to get the flat. Okay, so then they understood more. They got to do the research, they did the market research, they talked to the users, they understood the latent needs of the users. So initially, when they were talking to the user that you want a flat without the brokerage fees, then the people were saying yes. But then they understood the journey of the user. They were able to understand that the purpose of a broker is not only to do the discovery, but in India and multiple other places in the world, whenever you join on, whenever you are getting a tenant, the tenant has to get the police verification done. There is a documentation process that follows. And also, there are many people who do not remain nearby their home. So, for example, I have a property in Bangalore and I'm remaining in, let's say, other part of India or other part of Bangalore, or maybe I'm remaining in the US. There are many people who have invested in the properties in India. Okay. So now I cannot go ahead and maybe walk you through my property every time because I have to travel. So, what people do is they also use brokers as property managers. Okay. So now the insight was that brokers are not only doing the discovery, they are also going ahead and doing a lot of other things for the people for which they always prefer a broker. Okay. And then they launch something called as managed services, which is they will also go ahead and help you do all of these things, but at a fraction of the cost. Okay. So initially, they had a solution in mind that we will remove the broker. Right. Now they have a user in mind that people who are looking to buy or rent flats or sell their flats, we are going to focus on them. We are going to understand the whole journey, and then we are going to go ahead and move forward from this. Okay. So rather than focusing on the product, now they focus on the customers. And now to this day, what they have done is they have expanded their horizon. They understood who are the parties in this particular game. So if you understand, let's say, the real estate market, the four major players are builders who are creating these apartments and then selling them. They need to sell their apartments. There are owners who are buying apartments and then they want to go ahead and sell it or remain there. There are buyers who are looking to buy them. And then there are tenants who are looking at for a short-term utility. Okay. They focused on all of their needs and now they own the complete user journey. So not only NoBroker helps you find your new flat now or sell your new flat now, they also partner with builders and multiple brokers in order to help you with moving and packing, help you with rent payments, help you with society management because builders need society management apps such as NoGate. So they created a competitor for NoGate, MyGate. Okay. And then they also offer services akin to urban apps such as cleaning and repair. So rather than making themselves a solutions company, they made themselves a company that if we have these users, what are the services that we can offer them? And then they are expanding very, very nicely. So they are owning the customers and their problems and then building the solutions for it. Right. Now, everyone, tell me yes or no if you are able to understand this case. Everyone. Now, what is your learning from this? Everyone tell me, what is your learning from this? What did you learn from this? Yes, great. Wonderful. I think you guys have all the great learnings, which is understand the users rather than trying to retrofit a solution somewhere. Understand the user. Okay, so now this is my personal learning from this, which is find customers for your products. rather than finding, okay, don't find customers for your products, but find the products for your customers. Okay, look at this carefully, observe this for 30 seconds, and tell me yes or no if you are able to understand this. It's very important to me. It is a mindset shift thing. Okay, it is a mindset shift that you need in order to understand this. In the world of AI, finding products is easy. Building products is easy. You have to first assume that this is your customer, understand their complete life. Yes. And understand, I am not at all saying that customers will tell you what their problems are. You have to understand. There is a method of asking questions. Okay. In the end of today's session, I'm going to share a document with you where I'll mention all of these important links. Okay. So remain till the end of the session. I'll share a feedback form and an activity. Once you do that, you'll be able to get that document. Okay. What is a method of asking a question? Yes, that is what I'm going to reveal you at the end of the session. I'm going to recommend you a very simple book that you can learn and understand about how to answer the questions. Yes. So someone told, yes. So someone asked in the chat, Meghna asked in the chat that the brokers are still there. Okay. So that was a problem that actually they created for themselves. The problem was they started with that we don't have broker, but people don't care about brokers and all. Right now, although the name is NoBroker, but you understand that there are some brokers, but they are working in a different way. Right? So the purpose was never to remove the brokers. No one says that I want to remove the brokers. They want to make sure that they are going to the better house, they can live a peaceful life, and they have to pay as less money as possible. Broker is just one part of the system. Right? Right. Cool. Now I can give you one more case study about Facebook. Okay. Hmm. So, but before Facebook, let me give you an interesting case study. Okay. Cool. How many of you have used this product called Lovable? Tell me yes or no in the chat if you have used this product called as Lovable. Cool. People who have not, make sure that you are using it in the next couple of days. So it's a very interesting product. Okay. Wonderful product. So what the product does is you give it a prompt. You just give it a prompt and it will create the complete product for you. Right now, it might not be at the production level, but with enough tweaks and few minutes and hours of investment, you should be able to do. Okay. So today I'm going to tell you how the company or the product called Lovable was created and what you can learn from this. Okay, so Lovable is a fantastic product. It is such a successful product that it is right now the Europe's fastest growing SaaS product. So I think they are doing almost 250 to 400 million of ARR right now. And the company is just creating less than a year. Okay, so what they have done correctly. Okay, so I'm going to break down this case study into 5 parts. First is the problem, then the people, then the user research, then they were able to convert how the insights into execution, and then how it's delivered. Okay, so this person, Anton, Anton is the name, and he created Europe's fastest growing SaaS startup ever. Okay, and how he did this. Okay, so like most of us who are only talking about what is AI doing and whether it's a real change, whether it is going to take my job, whether it's going to take your job, or whether it is hype or not hype. This person actually was busy building. So the first major lesson here is rather than being a person who is a reporter who reports whether AI is going to do this or that, or whether it is going to take my job, or it is harmless, or it is harmful, go ahead and start leveraging the opportunity. Do action, right? So this guy, rather than debating about whether AI is real or hype, he actually has gone ahead and built a substantial product. So when GPT came, he built a product called as GPT Engineer. So right now, what happened is there are many coders, almost every coder these days. Whenever they initially, like before GPT, whenever they used to create any piece of code, if they need any help, they will go to Google, they will search, and they will go to Stack Overflow from Google and they will find their answers. Okay. Right now, what people do is after ChatGPT, they will go to ChatGPT. They will ask the same question, they will get a better answer, more concise answer, which is specific to their context, rather than scrolling through a lot of posts on Stack. So ChatGPT made Stack Overflow very relevant. Right. Now this person understands that in ChatGPT, you have to go ahead and paste every piece of code and then you have to go ahead and create the solution by yourself. It is still a manual work. Why don't I create a system where I use the GPT API in a loop? Loop as in, I will just make sure that if you have any idea, it will break down the idea into small steps. It will develop it by itself and then it will give you the full-fledged product. Okay. So it was able to create some product called as GPT Engineer. And then he was able to scale GPT Engineer to some level. And then he understood that his GPT Engineer was also not able to meet the match standards of few users. And then he built Lovable, which is on the base of GPT Engineer. Okay. Within the initial 3 months, they were able to get 17 million ARR. Okay, which is almost 100 CR of revenue in the first 3 months, like ARR, the run rate. Okay. So this was GPT Engineer. So GPT Engineer was nothing. It was a GitHub repository. So what he has done is he has just created a piece of code. He put it on GitHub. Anyone can install, anyone can use it. But as most of you in the chat, a lot of people were not able to make a sense of this. Engineers can understand this, they can go ahead and deploy it. But there are more number of people who are waiting to be using these products, who want to build the products, but they don't have any idea about coding. Right? So he understood that it's a great product. So this product was very popular. You can see that it has more than almost 53,000 stars, which means almost a million people might have gone ahead and seen this. Okay. Now he understood that yes, it is for developers, but I have to create something for people who are non-tech. Okay. So this is how you will use GPT Engineer. But as an engineer, you will understand it, but as a non-tech person, it is very difficult for you to understand. Okay. These are the instructions to use GPT Engineer. Not easy for any random person to follow. Okay. So he understood that yes, people need this, but they need a better interface. Okay. So he converted the open source platform into a full-fledged product. Okay. And before that, he has done the research. So from the research, Anton found that people wanted to build products and businesses, but they don't have technical expertise. Right? You and I, let's say we are non-technical person, we want to build businesses. But most of the businesses these days needs an app or a website or an e-commerce website or a chatbot or something, right? But we don't have the expertise. So we are always looking for technical people, right? Second is his non-tech friends frequently asked him for references for tech co-founders. If you have always been to start your business and if you're a non-technical person, the first thing that comes to your mind is who's going to develop this tech. And then you look out for a tech co-founder, right? Because you don't have money to pay and maybe people will not come up with that kind of money, like less amount of money. Okay. And you want to share the risk with them. Similarly, teching, getting the tech co-founders wasn't easy because how will you find them? The idea is not proven, so you cannot go ahead and put all of your efforts there. They are not convinced. There is a cost, and it will also take a lot of time. Right? So finding a tech co-founder was very difficult. Okay. Tell me everyone in the chat a yes or no if you are able to, if you think that all of these four problems is something that you can relate with. Yes or no in the chat. Wonderful. Yes. Right. So After understanding these insights, once he built a chat GPT engineer, he was able to understand that yes, if so many people are actually using my product, they are using the product, that means there is some validation. So he already had validation about all of these things. Why? Because this is there. He had validation that yes, although my solution is not full-fledged, it is not a complete solution, but still people are finding the way. Right? So then what he did was he started doing some exhaustive user research. Okay. So what he did was he first identified the users. Who were the users? The users were non-technical founders, developers, designers, and hobbyists who want to build their own products or tinker with the code. Then what do they need? They need building working professional software quickly without technical know-how. They need building working software quickly without technical know. They don't need to code, but they should be able to create software. Okay. What are the pain points that these people are facing? The pain points are good developers are costly, take time, and difficult to find. Current AI solutions are built for code generation, code editing, and need some technical expertise. Cursor, Windsurf, GPT, all of these need some technical understanding, right? Current AI solutions are difficult to set up. If you want to set up Cursor, you have to install it, you have to sign up, you have to configure our GPT keys in order to do this. Right? Similarly, in ChatGPT, you have to make sure that you are able to configure your hosting, server, tech stack before you can ask it the questions. And it's different. Similarly, people want speed, but they also want granular control. People want to make sure that they're able to create products easily, but they also want to make sure that they're able to tweak anything and everything that they want. Okay, these are the insights. And the apprehensions of people was many people are not using AI because they think that AI's output is not very reliable. They think that these products cannot be deployed at scale. And they also think that code base cannot be controlled precisely. They will create a code base for me, but I cannot go ahead and control because they own the code base. The platform owns the code base. Okay. So these were the user research items that they were able to find. Okay. Now, how did they find the users for doing all of this insights and getting these insights? Okay. So they found the users from multiple ways. The first way was GPT engineer. Because he has created GPT engineer, there were already a lot of people who were using it. So he was able to talk to them, understand their issues in order to find what they want and their latent needs as well. Similarly, he has a pretty decent LinkedIn profile, Twitter profile, X profile, where he was able to talk to a lot of people. He also created a small group on Twitter, to Discord, in order to get the user insights. So remain closer to your customers. Remain closer to your customer. I see many product managers. They say that sales is talking to my technical people. Sales is talking to my customers. Sales is talking to my clients. Why do I need to talk? No, you have to make a close connection with your users as well. Okay, and then they also use a platform called as user interviews, where they created a campaign that if you use Lovable, you can help us improve our product. And they were able to ask multiple questions from the same. Okay. I will also share this slide with you so that you can go ahead and get this exact link where they have posted the exact questions. Okay. Yes, I will share the screenshot with you. I think they have taken it away, but I have the screenshot, so I'll share it with you. Okay. And then these are some of the interview questions that they might have asked. So I'll share the slide with you so that you will be able to understand what questions have they asked in order to get these kind of insights. Okay. And after doing a lot of research, they were able to find these insights. The insights were users love speed and ace, but they demand control. Product must deliver as soon as possible. Users need social proof. People want to understand whether this product actually works or not before I could go ahead and invest my time. Users need working software and not just UI or code. Many products are just creating UI or code. They need something that will be deployed. Okay. Users want to see behind the scenes. They want to see what the code is so that if they want to tweak, they should be able to do. And users need are different. Developer wants something else. Designer wants something else. A doctor wants something else. A website creator wants something else. Okay. So these are the 6 insights that they have. And beautifully, they were able to understand Just data research and user research is not enough. You have to convert these insights in the form of features. You have to convert insights into solutions. So if you observe Lovable.dev tomorrow or today in the night, you will be able to see these features. So users love speed but demand control. So what they do is, right now, if you give them a prompt, they will also give you a visual editor so that you can go ahead and pick any element from your website and then you should be able to edit it. Okay, so this is what Lovable looks like. Lovable.dev is the website. Okay, and it is free this weekend. So yes, guys, you should go ahead and yes, that's a golden opportunity for you. Everyone should go ahead and do this. It is great that we are doing this at the same time and it is happening. Okay, so everyone should go ahead and leverage this. And these are, if you go to the shipped section, you should be able to see what are the different products that they have already created. Just give me a moment. Yes. These are the products. If you scroll down, you should be able to understand what different kind of products that people have created with Lovable. And these are mostly created with simple 1, 2, 5, 10 line prompts. Okay. And they have a feature called as visual address. One problem that people are facing was that they will create a product, but now they are not able to edit it precisely. So they have something called as visual edit. You select a particular element on your product, and then you should be able to give it a prompt and it will be able to edit this. Precise controls. Product must deliver as soon as possible. So they are giving you multiple options to build your products quickly. So you can either give a simple prompt or you can get important prompts from other people's inspirations. And if you are someone who has already created an image or a UI or a Figma document, you can always go ahead and put it over there and it will be able to create it from the document that you have given. Okay, so they were able to convert this insight into a product feature. Social proof, people want to understand whether this product is real or not. Are other people creating something or not? So they were able to create multiple things, support, launch, learn, so that people are able to learn about more about the system and they are able to see what other people have done. And these are multiple social proofs. Social proof is proof that your product works. So multiple other products, stars, featured on product, and so many things that they have created to make sure that they are able to utilize this insight. Okay. User need working software and not just UI code. Problem with most of these no-code tools and AI code tools was they were able to create a very good UI, but it was not able to connect with the backend. So they partnered with a company called as Superbase, which will give them a very full-fledged, completely functional backend. Right? It is a database company. Right? Users want to see behind the scenes, so not only they give you the code. So in no-code tools, most of the time, you will be able to get drag and drop elements, but you cannot edit. Okay, so what they do is, so Blogger, Wix, there you can see the code, but you will not be able to edit code. Here, you can do everything. You'll be able to see the code. You can push it on GitHub in order to get the controls. Okay, so they have a code viewer as well. Similarly, yes, similarly, the most important feature that they have is, so we had one insight left, which is people want to people want to understand what is going behind the scenes. So what now they are doing is they will also allow you to export your code or sync your code to your GitHub profile. So if you are someone who is a beginner who does not know anything about tech, you can use Lovable's platform in order to edit and create the complete UI and UX. But if you are an engineer, then you need more control. So what you can do is you can create everything. You can export or sync everything to your GitHub profile, and then you can use other AI tools, Cursor, Windsurf, in order to go ahead and edit your own code base. Okay, so this is how they were able to convert all of these insights that we have talked about into all of these insights in order to create a full-fledged product called as Lovable. Okay, so now if you're able to understand that even in order to create a AI product, you have to make sure that you are able to utilize the user insights. right? So this is the fundamental of product management that does not change, which is product sense. Okay, everyone, tell me on a scale of 1 to 5, you're able to understand this case, and what is your learning from the same? Yes, wonderful. Now let's go ahead. Yes. Do you guys need a break of 5 minutes? A quick yes or no in the chat. Do you guys need a break of 5 minutes? Yes or no in the chat. We have about 40 minutes more of content. Yes, yes, cool, cool. So we'll give a break of 5 minutes. Okay. Okay. Some people are saying no, some people are saying yes. Okay. So we'll give a break of 3 minutes. Okay. Go ahead, guys. Break of 3 minutes, and we'll see each other at the end of this time. Okay. In the 3 minutes, get up from your chair, drink some water, and come back. The timer has started. We'll see each other at the end of the session. Welcome back, everyone. Right, I'm back in the chat if you are back. I think everyone is back. Let me just go ahead and resume the session. Okay. Cool. So this was a lovable case study around product sense. Okay. Now, yes. Now I have given you enough stories, so now you are convinced that yes, in order to build great products, you need a strong product sense. Now, what are the things that you should learn in order to develop your product sense? Okay. This is what I'm going to tell you in this part. This part is called as the product sense stack, which I have created by investing thousands of hours in learning, understanding, and observing multiple successful products, talking to multiple people who have built interesting products. So recently, I was talking to this person. His name is Bill Campbell, Bill Carr, and he is a creator of Amazon Prime Video and Amazon Prime subscription. Okay. And when I asked him the question that, let's say if you want to raise your kids to become product leaders of the future, what skills are you going to give them? And then he told that I want great product managers to have these skills. And the skill was the ability to understand a situation or a problem or an idea or anything from multiple lenses. Okay. Rather than focusing on one thing, you should be able to look at opportunity from multiple angles. Okay. Because as a product manager, product professional, or a builder or an entrepreneur, you have to look at things from multiple angles. Whether it is needed by the customer or not, whether it is going to work in the market or not, whether it is feasible or not, whether it is usable or not, whether it is making sense for your business or not. Okay, so you have to ask multiple questions. As a product manager, you have to be this multidisciplinary personality who is able to look at things from multiple angles. And that exactly is product sense. Because product sense is not one skill, it is actually an amalgamation of some important things that a product manager should know. Okay, and that is where this product sense stack helps you. Okay, so the product sense stack has six levels, like I would say six pillars and three levels. Okay, so whenever someone comes to you that we want to build this product, or you have your own idea, or you want to improve a product, okay, this is a stack that you should follow. So whenever you have to decide to build a product, this is the product sense stack that you need to follow. Okay, and this product sense stack contains six pillars across three levels. The first level and the first two pillars are user empathy. User empathy means, are you able to understand what people want? If you are not able to understand this, you will never be able to become a good product manager. You will always be someone who is getting the requirements from someone and giving it to the developers and getting the work done. That is not a product manager. Product managers should have a very high level of user empathy. You should know what users want. You should be able to predict it. Okay. And when I talk about user empathy, I mean three important skills, which is understanding of human psychology. Okay. Understanding of conscious discovery. What is conscious discovery? Understand, conscious discovery is, it's not that some people come to you and they tell you what I want. Or it's not that you go ahead and talk to them and ask them what they want. Okay. Because people want something else and they say something else. Right? So you have to consciously observe what people want. You have to look at the trenches between the conversations, the lines that they never said, right? So you have to observe this carefully. You have to do this conscious discovery. You have to invest time in order to understand your needs. Okay, and it has to be continuous as well because user needs change. After this, we have something called as latent needs. Understand? Obvious needs are simple. If your product is facing a bug, people will come to you and they will tell you that this is a bug. You have to solve it. But if you have to create something substantial, you have to look at the latent needs. Okay. People never told that we want wireless earphones, but Apple created it. And it became a 22 billion opportunity only for Apple. Like even when initially it launched, people were almost, let's say, criticizing that product, that it will fall away and this will happen, that will happen. We have to charge air, like air earphones are better, which are wired. Okay, but now I can tell you that if 1,000 people are in this chat and 400-500 people are on YouTube, I can tell you that 90% of you are using a wireless earphone, right? So you have to understand the latent needs. Now you have to figure out what was your latent need that you used, which was convenience, right? Then once you understand this, the second part in the first pillar is market awareness. What is market awareness? Market awareness is a very simple thing, which means market awareness is, are you able to understand how your market operates? Which is what is going on in the ecosystem, what is the government doing, what happens in this particular space. Okay, for example, in fintech, government has made sure that yes, you have to do the KYC for your users. In the gaming space, there are some rules of different kind of governments. In, let's say, the forex exchanges, you have to make sure that you are able to comply with few rules. So you have to understand the whole ecosystem. Okay. Similarly, there are competitive insights, what your competitors are doing. Similarly, there are gaps in opportunities. Okay. You have to understand you have to have the market awareness. Okay. This is also called as domain matter, domain matter expertise. Understand? A business like Zepto might not very successful in Switzerland. Why? Because in India, Zepto and Blinkit, which are quick commerce things, are working because the cheap labor is available to work as delivery partners. Okay. They are able to deliver to our home even without taking a delivery fees. The margin that the brand is making is enough for them to get the delivery fees. But if you are going to Switzerland where there is a minimum hourly rate that you need to pay, these kind of models will not make sense. Similarly, other point is that the population density which is in the metro cities in India is very different from, it's very higher than other countries, developed countries of the world. So these things might not operate there. So although people value convenience over there, people have more money, but maybe these kind of businesses do not make sense there, right? So you have to understand the market, and this is very important, right? This is the first level. Understand, if you don't do this, you are not standing on a strong foundation of product management. You can absolutely not create a product without understanding these two things. You can go ahead, stumble upon some insights, but it is important to do this, because what will happen is that if you create a product without these things, maybe users will not value it. Okay, and you are just trying your luck rather than being a product manager methodically, right? The second part is data acumen. Now you have understood the problem. There's a problem that occurs in the market. There's an opportunity, but now you have to contextualize it. You have to contextualize it. So you have to make sure that you are able to understand data. So you are going to now structure this. How does data supports this? How do you conduct experiments? How do you use metrics for storytelling? How do you do causal reasoning? I'm talking about causal reasoning and not casual reasoning. Causal reasoning means if something happens, are you able to understand why it happened? Are you able to look at data in order to understand why it is happening? Ability to interpret data. So this will give you some clues. The data will help you convert them into insights and facts. Okay. And then business acumen. You have to understand what are the economics of this model. How do you do prioritization? What is your leverage? If you are a product manager at Microsoft and if you're a product manager at Google, how you approach various ideas are going to be different. So you need to have some business acumen. Business acumen as in, how does your business works? What are the different cost structures in the business? How much money do you make? What is the pricing strategy? How do you prioritize among conflicting initiatives? What is your leverage in the business? For example, all of you might have seen that, okay, so how many of you people who are already using Microsoft Teams, okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the experience of Microsoft Teams? 1 is worst, 5 is great. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the experience? People who are saying 5, please disclose that you are working for Microsoft. Yes. Some people have no comments because the companies, like their companies, have gone ahead and given this, right? Have told them to use Teams, right? So this is the business acumen that you need. So now understand, everyone, like in almost every meetup that we do, there are some people who are using Teams and they ask me a question that why doesn't Team improve their damn product? Understand, guys, product has never been Microsoft's leverage. Microsoft's main leverage is their network. You have to understand your leverage as a company. They are almost the biggest B2B company in the world. They have contracts with every other company. They focus on partnerships rather than products. Okay. Slack was a very uh, amazing product and people were using it and everyone loved using Slack. It was a fantastic product. But Microsoft had these contracts. They understood how to make work with partnerships. So as a product manager, you have to understand what is the strength of the company. Understand it's not an excuse to not improve your product, but you need to make sure that you are able to understand what is the leverage of your business. Okay, this is important. This is called as business. This is the second level. And the third level is execution level, which is, are you able to understand what is the tech and design, which is what is the usability of the product that you are going to create, what is the feasibility, what is the scope. If you cannot create all the product at once, what should the version 1 contain? What should the version 2 contains? What is the version 3 contains? Okay, these are the things that you need to go ahead and do, right? And then there is execution. Execution means everything that you have done so far, if you are not able to build this into a product and make it successful, all of this is useless. All of this is content, right? So you need to make sure that you are able to understand how to execute. Execution means ability to get the work done, ability to ship things, which is stakeholder management, conflict navigation, and understanding the latent needs. But this time, not for your customers, but for your stakeholders, right? Different people in the company have different kind of outcomes that they want for themselves and their teams. Salesperson, they work on targets. They work on making the customers happy. So how you can align your work to make sure that they are also winning and you are also. That is called as winning in product in stakeholder management. Okay, so this is a checklist that you need to follow in order to build great products. Okay, at the end of SOP, because I do not want to bother you right now with so much content, I will also give you a set of resources which will help you gather these skills as well. So, what should you read about psychology, conscious discovery, latent needs? I'm going to share all the resources. Okay, now many people make a mistake that they straight away jump to. So, if I give you a product right now, that go ahead and how would you create a refrigerator for kids or LinkedIn for, let's say, military professionals? Okay, most of the people are going to skip to this. What is the tech design involvement? What is the design? What is the execution? How will I do this? You will jump to this. Understand? These things are very well taken care by AI or they will be taken care by very soon. Okay. This is important, but this is not the only thing. This should not, this should not be your start. This should not be your start. Okay. Your start would be this. But this should not be the start and the end. If you only focus on, let's say, this is what my users want, if you only keep talking about it, you are going to frustrate your company and your CEO. You have to deliver results. So, if I have to break it, complete things down, user empathy and market awareness is a category which is called as problem space, right? Tech design and execution is something called as solution space, where you create a solution and you ship it, right? Now, this layer, the business or the context layer, it adds the, it makes sure that yes, whatever we are doing is in the right direction. So if you want to learn product management and if you want to become better with product sense, you have to learn this stack completely. Okay, I can give you a very good example. Okay, about market awareness. In India, there is a policy. Okay, so someone created a product. Okay, so what they did was, let's say these days Gen Z have a hard time saving money, or maybe people younger than Gen Z have a hard time saving money. So someone created a very wonderful small product, and what they did was that if you invest 450 rupees on Swiggy, on shopping, or on anything online, and if you connect that product to your particular, let's say this app, it will automatically take the 50 rupees. So you will invest 500, you will take 500 rupees, 450 is given to Swiggy, and 50 rupees will be invested for you then and there. So now you are getting a habit of saving, right? So saving has now become your habit, and maybe after some period of time, you will understand that I have only invested 50 rupees. Now it is more. Okay. So someone created this product, and there are multiple small products which are doing this. Now the Indian government came, and they made a policy, and they already had a policy that in order to invest in any investment instrument in India, which is, understand, if you want to invest somewhere, you are either going to invest in fixed deposits or you will invest in mutual funds, right? But in India, they have a policy that if you want to invest in these things, you have to do a KYC. Know your customer. You have to fill your complete profile, give your details in order to do this. Because of which, a lot of people were installing these apps, but because of a lot of hindrance in uploading the document and all and waiting, they will not go ahead and use the app for the second time. So there were a lot of drop-offs, right? So one company came. They understood the problem that people want to save, but the issue is actually this KYC. And because this is such a big problem and big audience who wants to save, what they did was they actually come up with a very creative insight. The insight was, in India, if you want to invest in digital gold for an amount of about 1 or 1.5 lakhs, I do not remember, you do not have to do a KYC. A exhaustive KYC you don't have to do. So as soon as you install this app, and if you go ahead and just do a basic KYC, within a few seconds, you are starting to invest in an asset. And given their luck, gold has now become almost the best performing asset in the last 4 5 years. Right? And can anyone go ahead and name the guess the name of that company in the chat? Thank you, winner, for being considered. Yes, yes, correct. Jar is the name of the company, and they are well on their part to become a very interesting company. Correct. Jar is the name of the company. Very good, guys. Yes. Right. So this is an example of, you have to be like, as a product manager, if you want to become good with product sense, you have to keep your eyes, your ears always open. But the issue is, most of the people, rather than keeping their eyes and ears open, they keep their mouth open all the time. That is not required. Even in a user research session, please shut your mouth and listen to the users. Okay. Most of the people, the problem is not having product sense. The problem is the delusion that you have product sense, because of which you try to predict the user's need when you don't know nothing about their needs. Okay. And when you put your words in the mouth of the users and you think that is an insight, you build products and then you fail. And even if you fail, you do not reflect. You say that it is happening because users are not educated enough to understand my product, or there are not enough users for this, or they are not able to pay. Okay. Always understand, it's your responsibility to get the users to use your product, not theirs to use your product. Okay. So this is the product sense stack. I am planning to create a very long article on the same so that you are able to get all the resources and how to actually approach this. But I'm sure this will help you structure your learning around product sense as well. Okay. So everyone, tell me yes or no in the chat if you are able to understand everything in the session. Cool. Yes. Now, guys, as I've already told you, that this session, okay, this session and all the sessions that are going to come forward. The max a third party like me can do for you, or a second party like me can do for you, is to give you the right information. That stories information to motivate you, to tell you that this is how other companies have done. But in the end, it is you who has to convert this into knowledge. And how do you do this? You do this with the help of reflection and action. Okay. Action means you have to do something. You have to not sit on this insight, you have to do something. That's how you are going to learn. And reflection means you have to internalize these things by revising them. Understand right now you are understanding everything. But 5 minutes from now, most of the insights will be gone. Okay. You will start doing the same mistakes. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm giving you one activity for today. Okay. And after done with the activity, I will give you that Facebook case study that is pending. Okay. So today's activity is whatever learnings that you have from today's session, you have to create notes. You can either create digital notes or you can write it on a piece of paper. Okay. You have to take a photo or a screenshot or take all of these notes. Photo is better. Share your learnings from the session on LinkedIn in the next 24 hours. This will make sure that you are dedicated for the program. And in your LinkedIn bio, you can write that you are a learner from SOP 2025 Hello. So that we should be able to find you. We should be able to go ahead and interact with your phone. Okay. Second is you can also tag HelloPM there. Second is I'm going to share a form with you so that you can go ahead and post a link over there. I will share a feedback form with you. Once you fill that feedback form, you will get the link to share this post link. Okay. Now, if you do these things, then you'll be eligible for the certificate. And we are also going to conduct a live bonus session on AI for PMs. That will only be eligible for people who are doing this activity. Okay. So, everyone, please go ahead. Let me go ahead and share the link with you. Okay. If you are in the chat, I will put the link in the chat in the Zoom. If you are on YouTube, you can just go ahead and copy this link. You can just go ahead and either go to this link directly or you can scan the QR code. Okay. Everyone, go ahead. Give the feedback from today's session so that we are able to go ahead, give you the Facebook case study in the moment and some resources, and then we are going to close the session. Everyone should fill the form, guys. It is important. So once you will fill this form, you will get another form. I will also, so everyone who's filled this form, they will get the link for the activity as well, so that you can complete that. So this form completion is essential for you to complete the activity. Fill it right now, guys. I'll give you 2 minutes to do this. And everyone who fills this form will get an email with the activity form where you have to submit the activity. Okay. And also the slides will also be available to you maybe by tomorrow morning, maybe in the next 12 hours, so that you are able to consume the content and all the links. Yes. 2 minutes, guys. And then, yes. I hope everyone is able to go through the document. There is no issue in the file, right? Yeah. If the link is not accessible, guys, then sometimes my team will go ahead and they will send you that link for the activity. So don't be afraid about it. We'll give you that. Yes. All the decks and all will be available to you by tomorrow, guys. Okay. Recording is already on YouTube, so you can download it. Yes. One more minute, everyone. I'll give you one more minute so that you are able to submit. Understand if you fail to do this, you might not get uh, the activity link. Activity is super important. Amazing. I think most people have done 30 more seconds. Right. Now, guys, understand. Listen to this carefully. It's a very, very, very important quote for every one of you. Please always remember that. Please always remember that if any one of you is aspiring for a PM role or aspiring to get from a PM to senior role or about anything in life you want to go ahead and if you think you go ahead and you are desiring something, always remember that you should deserve what you desire. That means you have to create your ability that yes, I am the one who deserves this particular job. Okay. I find so many people who talk to me every day who tell me that I want to become a product manager because I'm not coming from a tier one college or from a tier one company or a brand, or I'm not a very technical person. That is why people are not giving me a chance. And then technical people come to me that because I'm not an MBA, I'm not able to get jobs. Understand, guys? You have to ask yourself internally that whether you deserve this role. And deserving a role always comes when you have actually understood the role well, you have gathered the skills, and you have gone ahead and practiced the skills enough times. The days are gone when you expect to learn on the job. The stakes are too high now, the competition is too high. You should invest time in learning. And learning means doing. Get a concept, get your theory cleared. After that, get into execution. We are going to give you multiple case studies, multiple prompts, so that you are able to improve your productions. Okay, so by tomorrow, you are going to get an email from us where you will understand how to improve your productions. I will give you multiple activities to do this. Okay, so you need practice. You do not need more content. You need practice. Okay, and some resources that I've talked about, that I'll give you right now. Okay, so I told you that how to ask questions. If you want to learn about how to ask questions, you have to read a book. Name of the book is Mom's Test. Okay. If you want to do research as a product manager, there are few tools that you can use. My favorite tool is first is similarly ChatGPT. The other tool is Notebook LM. So what Notebook LM does is it's a free product from Google. If you want to do a research on a lot of content, ChatGPT cannot have too much context. So if you let's say want to understand what is happening in the financial markets, so you can go to YouTube. You can look at 5, 7 videos. You can get their links. You can post it on Notebook LM. You can put financial reports of multiple companies in the Notebook LM. And then you should be able to go ahead and get the insights from this. So let me show you how it works. Just give me a moment. So this is the tool called as Notebook LM. I can just go and create new notebooklm.google.com. I can create new. I can add resources here. I can add any links, and then I should be able to. Let's say I have written a very detailed article on AI ML. I have written this article on AI ML product management. Okay, and it's quite famous. And I will post a link. I will put the link here. Okay. Now this document has become interactive for me. I can ask it any kind of questions. I also have multiple prompts. Okay, so what are the FAQs? I can click on this FAQs. I should be able to convert this document into a complete FAQ. And now you can do for multiple documents. You can combine all the documents together to make your own repository, right? So that is one tool. Similarly, one more tool that I'm going to suggest to all of you is napkin.ai. It helps you break down concepts into mind maps. Okay. Similarly, once you feel that you are ready to go ahead and build prototypes, but understand prototypes are built after you have understood the problem, at least partially. Don't just build prototype for the sake of the sake. Build prototype because they are solving the problem. Because people are not hiring you because you can build prototypes. People are hiring you because you can go ahead and do a good product manager's job, which is identifying the problems and the business's outcomes. Okay. So for prototype, the tools are Lovable, V0 by Vercel, and we have another product called as Bolt. Okay. And generally, if some of you are coders, if you want to go ahead and get into make yourself more productive, then for tech development, some important tools are Windsurf and this tool called as uh, Windsurf, and the next tool is what do we call it? Cursor. Okay. So this is enough. I'll also share a video with you over an email so that you understand how to use most of these AI tools. Okay. So these are the resources. And I'll also share this link with you in the emails as well so that you are able to get. Okay. So yeah, so we'll take 5 minutes to cover this last question. Okay. So I told you that in this product sense, in this product sense stack, that ideas can come from anywhere. Okay. So here what happened was in the early 2010s, Facebook was facing a problem. The problem was that people wanted to join Facebook, but they were not coming back on Facebook. So I joined the Facebook, but maybe in 2, 3, 4, 5 days, I'm not coming back to Facebook. And that is how I'm leaving the platform. So a lot of signups, but less number of retention from the users, lot less number of people coming back. Okay. So they tried to solve the problem. They improved the UI. They shifted things here and there. They implemented more features. They did everything that a normal product manager or an entrepreneur would do. But then one data person came and they told that I found an insight. The data point was that people who are having 7 friends in 10 days, let's say I sign up today, in the next 10 days, if I'm able to create 7 friends, then I will continue using the platform. If I don't, my chances of using the platform are less. So what they did was they created a retention graph. So these are the people who actually did not have 7 friends in 10 days. And these were the people who have friends more than 7 in 10 days. So they were able to see that people who have more than 7 friends are more likely to come back. This is the retention graph. Okay. Can somebody tell me why was it happening? Why more friends means more engagement and retention and more coming back? Tell me in the chat. Wonderful. So it's very logical, right? It's very logical because if you have more friends, you can stock more profiles, right? You can engage with more people. You can exchange more messages. You can talk about more people, right? But this insight was not very obvious. Why? Because they were focusing on other things and there are so many features that they were trying to develop. Okay. Someone came up with this insight. And then what they did was, okay, so they came up with the insight. First, they came up with the data that this is happening. Then they converted it into an insight that why it is happening. That more people means more engagement. Then they converted into a hypothesis that if we increase the number of people who are connecting with each other, then the retention of the platform will increase. But they cannot go ahead and connect you with random people, because if they connect you with random people, that will become another chat form on the internet, chat forum on the internet, right? They wanted to build personal connection. So what Facebook did was they came up with multiple features. One of the features is still active on Facebook. I'm talking about 15 years from ago from today. Okay. And still that feature is live on Facebook. The name of the feature is People You Might Know and Friend Recommendations. People you might know. So what they do is whenever you sign up on Facebook, they will ask you for the college that you have learned from and the year in which you have passed. So they will find the people who are in your school or your colleges. They will go ahead and introduce them to you. And then you will think that, boss, I'm able to now see this friend on Facebook whom I have not seen in years. That gives you a feeling of nostalgia and connection. And then you go ahead and connect with them, you talk with them, and then that is how you find the engagement on the platform. Okay. And these days, they have gone way beyond. They have all of your, let's say, interactivity across websites. They already own your WhatsApp. They already own your contact information. So many people might have found that uh, uh, you called a plumber or you called an electrician from some place and they saved your number, you saved their number. After some period of time, you will see that yes, you are getting their suggestion as a friend on your Facebook. Okay, because now they are penetrating into your data. So insight was same. It was like 15 years ago, 20 years ago, it was same insight that more people, more engagement. But someone found it. Someone was able to leverage it. You cannot sit on insights, you have to act on insight. Okay. And then they measure. Understand, just creating solution is not enough. They measure that whether because of this thing, are people connecting with more people? What is the quality of connection? Are they coming back on? Okay. Then it will lead them to more data and then they will keep on iterating and creating more and more features. Okay. So this is also an example of product sense. From a data point, you are able to reverse engineer a need and then you are able to create a product for the same. Okay. Now, everyone, for the last time, tell me in the chat. For the last time, tell me in the chat. Yes. What was your skill level in product sense on a scale of 1 to 5 before the session and what it is after the session? You have to tell me first number, then the second number. 1, 2, 2, 4, like this. Yes. But understand all of this is like, understand, don't be in a delusion that if I give you information, you are going to convert it into knowledge. No, it's not. You have to do the work. Okay. Theory is only a foundation. No one can achieve great things with theory. Okay. So what you need to do is understand you are already ahead of 90% of people who do not know what it takes to build productions. You are in the top 10% right now. But now, in order to move from the top 1%, top 10% to the top 1%, you have to take action. Okay. Tomorrow, I will go ahead and send you an email where you will understand how to practice on this. Okay. So keep an eye on your email. With this, guys, I'm going to go ahead and stop the session for today. We were 7 minutes longer than what we planned, but I hope you guys find value from the program. Yes. Just tell me, guys, if you find the value from the program or not, from today's session or not, so that we will go ahead and start planning for tomorrow as well. Yes, cool. Wonderful, guys. It's a request that everyone please go ahead and talk about this on LinkedIn so that we are able to go ahead and help more people like you. Okay. This information like this should come in front of as many people as possible so that we are able to go ahead and create a level playing ground for everyone. No one should be able to give up on their career of dreams because they did not have the right information. Now you have the information, you have to convert it into knowledge. That is your cause. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Bye. Take care. We'll see each other tomorrow at the same time. Tomorrow is going to be a real practical session on solving the product case studies. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Bye. Take care. People watching on YouTube, if you have not registered, in the description, I'm going to mention the link for Summer of Product. You will start getting the emails and you can go ahead and participate in this. And there are going to be some resources which are only for people who have registered, which is the emails and everything that I'm going to send. So please go ahead, register for the sessions as well. Okay. So thank you guys. Bye. Take care. You have been a great audience. I really love interacting with you. Thank you guys. Bye. Take care. You guys have been awesome. Take care. Bye.